Everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Mike again, back with another request from Mango Hempy, and I'm super stoked about this one. This one is with John Williamson, and he's singing the song "Cydi," Cydi, and it's been a while since I've done a reaction to John Williamson, and man, I just really dig John Williamson. I've said this before. He's like a warm sweater. When you put if it's a cold winter day and you put on a warm sweater and sit by the fire, that's what John Williamson kind of feels like. And it might be weird, but that's how it is for me. It's just got one of those voices, and the way he composes these songs, man, he's just such a good writer that it puts you in the moment for some of these. So I don't know what this one's about, but if it's John Williamson, it's nothing but awesomeness. So let's get into it. Thank you, Mango, for the request.
She walks like her old man, overactive and thin. She laughs at all the same things that make her father grin. She is only 15, no brothers in her clan, and her father calls her Cydi, his right-hand man.
Cydi.
She can drive a tractor or curse a useless dog, shear a sheep, strain a fence, or cut a 9-foot log. She was meant to be a boy, it didn't go to plan, but her father loves his Cydi, his right-hand man. But the boys in the town today are turning their heads. Is that really Cydi, that tomboy kid of Ted's? She used to kick the footy when every race we ran. Ted knew the world was changing for his right-hand man.
Wow. Man, what can I say about this? God, this song is, I don't know why. Every time he sings something, it kind of makes you go back to and relate to these songs in your own way, and this is no exception to this one. So my daughter Tara, I didn't have any boys, but my first child was Tara, and she's just turned 45 not too awful long ago. But I can remember wanting a boy bad, and those were the days that I think you could find out what the sex was, but you had to pay extra. I was 21 years old. I didn't have the extra money, still trying to feed a wife, and a pregnant wife, and rent and things of this nature. So didn't have extra money to know what the sex was going to be, but I sure wanted a boy. And I was on duty on base when I got the call that my wife has water had broke. And anyway, so I called the sergeant major at the time, and I told him, hey, I need to go. My wife's going to have a baby. And he goes, well, good. He said, what are you going to have? I said, well, I didn't know, but I wanted a boy. And he told me then, he said, I can't remember what rank I was, but I was really, real young, real new to the Marine Corps. Anyway, he said, you know what? You want a girl. And I said, really, why? And he said, because with a boy, you can be a friend, but with a girl, you got to be a father. And I remembered those words for all this time, and he wasn't kidding, man. Me and that little girl, we were inseparable. It's kind of like what I am right now with my little granddaughter Lucy. We literally did everything together. It would be in her and I going to the movies, and her and I doing this. My right hand man, and then she grew up, but this song is making me relive the memory, of just palling around with my baby. So, thank you, John.
You won't find her in the kitchen, and she won't make a bed. She'd rather make a sheep crate with the welder in the shed, or just be out there in the bush doing what she can. Just being with her father, his right-hand man. And her mother takes her shopping, it's time she bought a dress. Looking in the mirror, not bad she must confess, but I'd rather have that pair of jeans and boots if I can. She's still her father's Cydi, his right-hand man. And the boys in the town today are turning their heads. Is that really Cydi, that tomboy kid of Ted's? She used to kick the footy when every race we ran. Ted knew the world was changing for his right-hand man. Yeah, her father loved his Cydi, his right-hand man.
Wow, Ted, John Williamson, spectacular. This one was a really, really good one. And like I said before, I sometimes you just know these people were made to do what they do, and John Williamson is one of those people. If I was to, I have all the same feelings that he's portraying in this song. I just don't have the wherewithal to put it all, where it's not all jumbled up. But he spent a little over 2.5 minutes and wrote this whole young life of this little girl, her, the apple of her daddy's eye type of thing. And man, I wish we all could do that. And I'm a girl dad. I didn't have any boys. I'm a girl papa. I don't have any grandboys. I only got granddaughters. And that's okay with me. I'm totally, totally okay with with just hugging on these little girls. And like I said, my oldest Tara, she's 45 now, and I see her about once a week. She'll stop by and say hi to her dad, and I just don't want her to go even then. So, so it was a good shot. Thank you, Mango. Thanks to everybody for showing up and spending their time here. It means a lot. And thanks to John Williamson for making us all feel good. All right, y'all. Till I see you again, I'll catch you down the road. Bye, y'all.